guys, welcome to your daily WOD briefing. Today is Wednesday, May 20th, and I'm here to take you guys through the workout for today. Just to note, it looks a little bit different today. Our warm-up is going to be pretty intensive, and then we're going to go into our cardio portion for part 1, and then your strength portion will be in part 2. So part 1 and part 2 are kind of flip-flop today. So just keep that in mind. That's how it's supposed to be. There's no mix-up there. Also, just so you guys know, some of your movements in part 1 are going to be a part of your warm-up, so make sure you guys pay attention to that warm-up and you're taking notes for those movements in part 1, okay? Alright, let's go ahead and talk about your warm-up. You guys have 3 separate rounds of a bunch of different movements. We're going to start with the first round. You guys have 10 wall balls or single arm front squats. You guys have 10 Sumo Deadlifts and then 10 strict press. Let's go ahead and talk about those. So with your wall balls, you guys are going to have a medicine ball or an odd job object that you guys can kind of toss up into the air. It'll just depend on the equipment that you guys have. But on those, you guys are going to keep your elbows up nice and high. Hips go back, knees go out, hip crease passes your knee, and then shoot that object up. Okay, we're using the butt cheeks and the hip flexors to build power from that bottom position to get that object up towards whatever you're throwing it against. Okay. Same concept goes for your front squats. You guys are going to grab a dumbbell, get it up into your front rock position. Single arm, meaning one arm only. Feet are going to be set in your front squat or your squat position, so just outside shoulder width distance. Toes are going to be pointed out at a slight angle, okay? Making sure our core stays tight, so maintaining tension from that lower core to your very back and all the way across that upper core. Your hips are going to go back, knees are going to go out, hip crease passes your knee, and you're going to stand all the way back up. Keeping your elbow nice and high. I will tell you this, guys, single arm front squats, you got to fight for that front rock position, so make sure you guys are really being active with those shoulders to keep your elbows up through that movement, okay? Next, you guys have your Sumo Deadlifts. You guys are going to be in a wide Sumo stance. So when you guys go to set up, if you think you're wide enough, you're probably not. Maybe get a little bit wider, okay? When you guys go to set up, your toes need to be out at a slight angle, all right? This is going to allow your knees to track properly. Also note, you're going to have a slight slant to your shins. Your heel is going to be just in front of that knee, okay? Hips are going to go back, chest stays out, shoulders stay back. You're going to start with that dumbbell in the midline of your body. You'll drive through your heels, open your hips up, and then squeeze your butt cheeks at the top. Okay, the load here is going back in the butt cheeks, the hips, and the hamstrings. Okay, making sure we're always pushing those knees out the whole time. No bandy knees, right? Push them out, be active. Next, you guys have your strict press. With that strict press, you guys are going to get that dumbbell up top. Make sure it's light. Feet are going to be under your hips. Belly buttons pull back towards your spine. Hips are stacked underneath your shoulders. You're going to push straight up. Arm locks out. Ears come past your biceps at the top. All right? Make sure in that starting position, your elbows aren't down. They start up. Okay? All right, next round, you guys have 1 round of 8 single arm thrusters, 8 upright rows, 8 box jumps or tuck jumps, and then 8 tempo push press. So with your single arm thrusters, kind of just like your front squats, you guys are going to have that dumbbell up in that front rock position, hips go back, knees go out, hip crease passes your knee, and then use your hips to get that dumbbell up and over in that locked out position, okay? A couple things here, guys. You'll see this in the workout today for part 1. Make sure you guys are using your hips to help you out here. So once those hips open up, that's when you start to press. Okay, do not press early here. We need to use that momentum that we build and the power that we build from those butt cheeks and our hips to get that weight up and overhead, okay? Next, you guys have your upright rows. So you're going to grab your object. Hands are going to be side by side. Belly button stays pulled back towards your spine, torso stays vertical. You're going to pull up, so shrug up. Think about getting your ears, your shoulders into your ears. Pull those elbows up nice and high. That object will end about clavicle height, and then come back down. So shrug, elbows come high, come back down. Okay. All right. Next, you guys have your box jumps. If you guys have a box, use it. Okay. If you guys have a surface you can jump up onto, maybe think about getting a surface that's about knee height, okay? If not, we're going to do tuck jumps. But if you guys are doing those box jumps, please remember, it's a 2-foot takeoff, and it's a 2-foot landing, right? Here, open your hips up at the top, and then step down. Okay, but most importantly, We're getting your full foot on the box, hips extend to the top, and you step back down. Tuck jumps. You guys are gonna jump up. Your goal is to get your knee past your hip crease. So I like to hold my hands up just above that hip crease. It kind of gives my my knees a goal to get to. So I'm going to jump, tuck. All right. Next, you guys have your tempo push press. So on this guy, you guys are going to lower that dumbbell down for 2 seconds. Once you guys get down to that bottom position, you're going to give me a 1 second pause in that dip position. Once you guys get to that dip position and give me a 1 second pause, you're going to explode up. Okay, with your dip, you want your knees to be going out. Not forward, but out, okay? So, again, dumbbells up top, okay? You're going to give me, we're going to start up top. You guys will give me 2 seconds down. 1, 2, pause, explode, okay? Next, you guys have 6 regular thrusters, okay? You guys can use a dumbbell, you guys can use a barbell, but you're gonna have both hands on that object. Hips go back, knees go out, hip crease passes your knee, arms lock out, ears come past your biceps to the top. Now we're trying to get all your body parts here moving together. Now we're gonna pull your deadlift and your high pull together, or your upright row. So, feet are gonna be in that wide sumo stance, all right? We're gonna start with an object about shin height. You guys are gonna drive through your heels, hips will open all the way up, big shrug, elbows come high, object lands just below that collarbone. Back down, mid shin, drive through your heels, open your hips up, big shrug, object ends just below that collarbone. Couple things on that sumo deadlift high pull. I want you guys to make sure everything's going back and knees are going out, right? And again, it's that same concept of using your hips to get momentum or to get gravity moving in your favor. Hips open up, big shrug, elbows come high, all right? 6 burpees, so now you guys have good old burpees. You're gonna jump your feet back. Chest and quads will touch the ground. Open your hips and shoulders up at the top. If you need to scale step backs, we can go to step backs, or we can go to step backs, no push-up. You guys can raise the surface that you're doing your burpees off of in order to make those a little bit easier. Next, you guys have just a regular good old push press, okay? We're gonna use the same thing we worked on in that middle round here. You guys are gonna give me a dip drive, so push your knees out, drive through your heels, open your hips up. Press that dumbbell up and overhead, arm locks out, ears come past your biceps to the top. From the side. Okay. All right, that concludes your warm-up for today. Let's go ahead and jump into part 1. So today we have a workout called Fight Gone Worse Than Bad, because it looks a lot like Fight Gone Bad, but it's gonna be a little bit worse, all right? We have 3 rounds of a bunch of different movements. You are going for total max number of reps accumulated throughout the entire workout, okay? So you have 1 minute of work at each movement, separated by 1 minute of rest after each movement. So we'll do a minute of thrusters, 1 minute of rest. A minute of a burpee with no push-up, 1 minute of rest. A minute of push press, 1 minute of rest. A minute of double unders or quick steps, a minute of rest. And we're gonna go through that whole cycle 3 times, okay? If you guys are using a single object for your thrusters or for your push press, move with it for 30 seconds on one side and then 30 seconds on the other side to make sure you get even amount of work, okay? But again, your movements are your thrusters, right? Object stays up in the front rack position, hips go back, knees go out, torso stays tall, drive up through your heels, lead with your elbows, hips open up, arms lock out, ears come past your biceps at the top, okay? Next, you guys have that Sumo Deadlift high pull. You guys are gonna have that dumbbell in that mid-shin position here, right? We're starting at mid-shin. We're gonna be in our sumo stance. We're gonna drive through our heels, hips open up, big shrug, elbows come high. Object's going to end up just below our clavicle. If you guys are holding onto a dumbbell or a barbell, make sure your grip is about 2 thumb width distances apart, okay? Next, you guys have a burpee with no push-up. With your burpee, no push-up, it's exactly what it sounds like. You guys are gonna jump your feet back, We're gonna get in line in that plank position, belly button stays tight, feet come up, open your hips to the top. Okay? You guys need to scale the step backs, you can, or raise the surface that you are burpeeing off of. Next, you guys have that push press. We went over that in your warm-up. If you guys need help with that, go through and review that again. But again, knees go out. We'll drive through our heels, open our hips up to the top, okay? Using that dip drive to help us move that object on top. Last but not least, you guys have your double unders. You guys have them, excellent. Do them. If we're gonna scale the single unders or our quick steps if you don't have a jump rope. So with those guys, you'll have your feet on an object and you'll step quickly, okay? 1 and 1 is 1 rep. All right, that concludes part 1 for fight gone worse than bad. Next is going to be your part 2 today. It's actually going to be your strength training. So today we have Goblet Forward Lunges. You guys have 3 sets of 6 reps on each side. Make sure you guys are giving yourself about 2 minutes of rest between each working set. And we're going to work these as heavy as possible, okay? All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this movement. So we're going to have our dumbbell or kettlebell or on object up in a goblet position, okay? Feet are going to be set about shoulder width distance apart, and with your forward lunge, you're going to be moving forward. So we're going to take a big step forward, back knee's going to touch the ground, front knee stays on top of your ankle, drive through your heel, and come back up. All right. Make sure your torso stays up nice and tall. Make sure we're not letting our back around on that lunge. And then make sure you're maintaining your balance the whole time. Guys, as we go through today's workout, I want you guys to think about an underlying theme here. Okay, we always talk about keeping your core tight. And what we're talking about is maintaining tension in this area in order to keep your back straight. Okay, if our core is loose, it shifts our shoulders, it shifts our hips, and it throws off our movement patterns, and it makes us overcompensate on some sides, and sometimes that overcompensation over time can lead to forms of injury. So we can stabilize our hips and our core and keep our center tight. It's going to help us keep everything else in line and move as it should. So think about keeping your lower core, so just below your belly button, 100% of the time, all the time. Pull back towards your spine, okay? That's going to help keep everything stacked where it should be, and then again, maintain tension in that core. So lower belly button, pull back towards your spine, all right? All right, you guys, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment below, or if you guys complete the workout, post your scores. All right, we'll see you later.